Let me guess, you're tuning back in after watching my video yesterday and cashing my free bet? Or did you miss out? And if you did, I'm glad you're here and you won't miss out on today's free 2-unit banger. Huge Super Saturday slate in the NHL today. Today, my free play comes from the midday showdown between the Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Boston Bruins. So let's break it down and talk about it. Welcome and thank you for tuning in to the VIP Room Podcast. No tits, just tips, picks, and props in the National Hockey League. My name is Dre and I am Exotic Wagers. I'm also part of the team over at the Legacy Sports Discord, but you can also find me on X, IG, and YouTube at Exotic Wagers. Today we got a huge 14-game slate and we head into the Four Nations break. So let's break down the game between the Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Boston Bruins. Puck drop is scheduled for midday, 3:30 Eastern in this one, as the Golden Knights, led by Jack Eichel, visit the Rat Brad Marchand and the Boston Bruins down at TD Garden. Let me share my screen here and get you guys some odds. So the current best odds over at BetStat website right now, you're looking at minus 150 at Fanatics for the Golden Knights, and you got plus 136 over at DraftKings for the Boston Bruins. The over under is set at 5.5, and you can find the best odds at minus 114 over at ProfitX, and the under at plus 100 over at ESPN Bet. The minus 1.5 is plus 170 over at Caesars. The minus 1.5 is plus 170 over at Caesars, and the plus 1.5 puck line is minus 190 for the Boston Bruins over at Bet365. So, minus 150, some of you guys might take that. For me, that's usually my limit. I think that I've only maybe bet minus 150 once or twice, but typically I will take anything that is minus 149 and better. 150 kind of just depends. You also sometimes, depending on the sport, like UFC, you tend to drink a little bit more juice and play bets that are a little heavier favorites. But let me go over to covers.com and share my screen here so we can look at the matchup. So Vegas currently comes into this game sitting second in the Pacific with a 32-17-6 record. Boston sits 6th in the Atlantic with a 27-23-6 record. The Knights are 13-11-3 on the road, and the Bruins are 18-8-3 at home. Looks like the projected goalies in net are Ilya Sorokin for the Golden Knights and Jeremy Swayman for the Boston Bruins. Looking back, let's look down here. Looking back in the last 10 games between the two, Boston has owned this matchup with a 7-3 record, while the matchup has trended to the under, going 4-6. Vegas has struggled as of late. Vegas is, so that it looks like they've won one of the last 5, but they've struggled as of late, going 3-4-2-1 in the last 10, losing 4 straight before beating the Devils at home on Thursday 3-1. For Boston, although Boston is doing a little better, They've also struggled, going 50% in the last 10 games, and more recently, losing to the Rangers Wednesday 2-3. I think that's what I see. Yeah, they lost to the Rangers on Tuesday 2-3. I probably won't be on side in this game, but I think Vegas gets it done. This is the last game for both of these teams before they head into the much needed break. As far as props in this game, there wasn't really much that stood out to me, but there was one play that I really liked. That play is the 2-unit play, and that is today's free play. But before I get into today's free play, make sure that if you like this content, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, make sure you turn those notifications on so you can get the latest content when it drops. But yeah, you can also follow me over at Instagram and X, like I said at the beginning of this video. All of my social media handles are over at Exotic Wagers with a Z. So, but yeah, let's get into this free play. So today's free play comes from a player from the blue line on the Golden Knights team. We will be looking at Alex Bertangelo over 1.5 shots on goal. So let me go over to props.cash here for a second. Share my screen. And so let's take a look at the numbers here for Alex. Let me give you a little insight on Exotic Wagers and what kind of goes through my head when I'm looking into these shot props. So when you're looking immediately at this, the first thing that I see is that he's missed 3 straight, which is the longest streak he's missed all season. He hasn't went more than, it doesn't even look like he's went more than 2 games without covering this number, and this is the third. This would be the 4th game if he would miss four straight. But also, if you're looking into his splits, he's so on the season he's 56%. But if you're looking at his home split, he's 54%. And then when you're looking at his way, he's 58%. So the Knights are on the road. He is slightly better on the road. He's missed 3 straight. So let's look at the matchup between him and Boston. When you look at the matchup, he's covered the last 3 as he's played Boston. And he did not cover back in 2021. He only had 1 shot with 3 attempts. But if you dig a little deeper, let's look into his long-term matchup history between him and Boston. So the last 4 games he's played with the Knights before he came over from the Blues. But if you look at his shot on goal history, he's had 5, 2, 3, 1, 3, 3, 3, 3, 5, and 2. So there's definitely good history here as the matchup between him and Boston. One other thing to note too, if you look at here, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's got 10 points in the last 10 games versed in Boston. So definitely another good look there. If we go over to props.cash, we can see what his current odds are. So Alex Bertangelo is currently -115 over at BetMGM. You can also find him over at -115 and a few other books. You got Bet365, DraftKings, and a few others. Sorry, these never look correctly, but I think it's because I have my computer set on the dark setting. I don't have it on the bright setting. So typically these come out kind of funky. But yeah, -115. Like I said, this is a 2-unit bet for me. Now, what I did in the Discord when I posted it is I told everybody in the Discord that I'm currently only going to bet 1 unit on this. And then I'm going to wait for the rest of the lines to come out on the rest of the books. So currently right now, as I'm recording this, it is, let's see, it's 4:30 Eastern, which is 2:30 my time. And I usually don't get all of the lines for all of the player props until about 3 or 4 in the morning for me, which is about 5 or 6 Eastern. So a lot of the times later in the day, or I should say later in the morning, the books that come out are like Bet Rivers, Bally Bet. A lot of those books that all follow the same regimen or lines between all of their books. So I typically won't put out plays, or if you're in my Discord, you know plays don't come out till about 3 or 3:30 in the morning because I do all of my capping overnight. But I typically will wait until those lines come out so that I can find the best line and the best value. I'm out of Arizona, so in Arizona there's quite a bit of sports books. So I believe I have about maybe 20 or 25 sports books available to me. So I will typically wait, like I said, until 3 a.m. so I can find the best line before I give it out to the Discord. So that's what I'll be doing. Is I believe I've already bet. I think I took it on MGM. I either took it on MGM or I took it on Bet365. But both of those books are minus 115 currently. I bet it to win 1 unit, and then I will wait till 3 or 3:30, and then I'm going to let the Discord know when I place my second bet. I'm hoping that, and this is also good to know, but Bet Rivers, Bally Bet, also a local book here in Arizona called Desert Diamond. They all use the same line, and typically, Bet Rivers is one of those books where you can find where there's a 15 to 20% difference on some of the player props. So a lot of the times I will wait until that book comes out because, I definitely, and this is another thing, shop around. Make sure you shop around, because saving 5-10 cents, depending on what size your unit size is, you can save, over the entire course of a year, even if it's 2 points. Taking a minus 118 versus taking a minus 120 might not seem like much, but over the course of the year, it adds up. And, at the end of the year, it could be a 2 or 3 unit difference. So make sure, if you do have multiple books available in your state, shop around and make sure you can find the best books. So like I said, definitely good here. I really like this play. Like I said, when you go into his long-term matchup history, he's covered this 9 out of the last 10 times. And he's averaging 3 shots on goal per game. He's had 3 or more shots in 7 of those 10 games. Now, there's also a very small concern for Alex withdrawing from the Four Nations tournament due to an ailment. But if, on the other hand, he's still clocking 18 to 20 minutes of ice time, so I really don't see him missing this or it being an issue. So today's free play is Alex Bertangelo over 1.5 shots on goal at minus 115 over at FanDuel to win 2 units. So I said I thought I placed it on MGM or 365, and I may have placed it on FanDuel. Although I think when I was taking my notes, FanDuel was the best book, and then when I went to place the bet, I think I found better odds. So it may have been, I think FanDuel may have moved a couple points, and then I was able to lock it down on MGM or Bet365. I think that was the other book that had those same odds. Yeah, MGM, Bet365, DK, Pinnacle also has that. I don't have Pinnacle here in Arizona. Hard Rocks also minus 115. So yeah, there's quite a bit of minus 115s out there. I don't really see this being a popular play. Like, he's not like a David Pastrnak, Nathan McKinnon, those types of players that tend to, Adrian Kempe, all of those players tend to get bet, it seems like, every game. But like I said, if you've made it this far, please make sure you remember to follow me on Instagram, X, and YouTube at Exotic Wagers. Also, please make sure you share this video, like this video, and turn on them notifications so that you can get the latest notifications when my content drops. I usually post free plays more often over on my X page when I can't do videos here, but I will continue to try and put out more content weekly here and on YouTube and on X. So like I said, a lot of the times it takes a lot for me to record these videos, edit them, and put them out. So a lot of the times what I'll do is I'll just put an X post on my X page of my free play. So if I'm not dropping content here daily, I'm definitely dropping content daily on my X page. And I've been trying to do that a lot more often and just, get you guys some free plays. So make sure, like I said, subscribe to all my social media and my YouTube content. Not sure if I'm going to have a video up for Sunday, but if I don't, I may go live early on YouTube, and maybe we can run through the 2-game slate. I think there's only a 2-game slate on Super Bowl Sunday. Oh yeah, and there's Super Bowl on Sunday. Sorry, I don't bet NFL typically. I focus all my time on NHL. So, but yeah, there is Super Bowl Sunday, other than the 2-game slate that the NHL is putting out. So, like I said, I may go live on Sunday and just break down those 2 games, and we can run through some player props then. But if not, I may do a video. I might do a video because it's only a 2-game slate. Depends on what I find and see what kind of value I can find there. But like I said, thanks again. Until next time, peace.